Grandmaster SWTOR, wasn't it?
Currently acting as emissary to the Dravos League, nowhere near Tython. We aren't exactly close. The Jedi don't much care for family dynamics. Doesn't mean I can't check up on her, though.
If you're her son, why weren't you raised as a Jedi?
I was, actually. But I don't have their particular talent. So I found other employment. Honestly, I'd say things have worked out just fine.
If you ask me, you turned out pretty well.
Then I'm guessing you won't mind staying and hearing me out a bit? Even without the Force, I know when things don't add up. These ops, Colonel Derek... Something's being buried here, I'm sure of it. But the real question is, are you going to take your shiny medal and go home like Derek's hoping? Or are you ready to start digging?
If you were to do some digging, where exactly would you start?
I'd start by recruiting someone outside the system. Someone who's used to working outside the lines, around the edges. Then I'd find out everything I could about Derek and that Sith Lord you talked to. See if there are any connections. And then, once I found something, I'd contact my new friend and we'd get to the bottom of all this. But this is all just speaking hypothetically, of course.
Of course.
Been great chatting with you. We'll have to do it again sometime. See you around. There you are. Our first few interviews with Jakaro's friends went well, believe it or not. We're going to start with some antique smugglers from the exchange. See if the Revanites have gone for any other Rakata tech.
I'm glad to see you're still in one piece. It's a good look for you.
And I'll do my best to stay that way. The Order of Revan. My family has even more pull than I thought.
You're related to Revan?
You never heard that story? Bastila Shan, Revan's great Jedi love? The name made it all the way down to me, even if the Force didn't. Look, Revan was a wild card, and his crazy cult of followers is bound to be the same. Highly trained bravado aside, we're up against some long odds here. You sure you still want to be dragged into all this?
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, Theron. You can count on that.
Teams aren't my usual style, but I think I could get used to this one. All right, I'd better get back to Lana and Jakaro before they do anything. I'll get in touch as soon as we get something concrete. Stay safe. Jakaro took it better than I thought. You told her yet?
I think it's best if you do the honors. We'll meet again soon. I'm certain of it.
She's pretty confident for someone with a bounty on their head.
Are the Revanites putting out bounty contracts now?
Not directly, no. It's an Imperial contract for murdering Arcus. Under any other circumstances, she would have gotten a promotion for that kind of thing. They also arranged 12 separate death marks for Jakaro. It's a new record for him.
And you?
Disavowed rogue agent, apprehend on sight. Pretty tame compared to the others. The director must have stood up for me.
Sounds like you're a dangerous man to be around.
That's why I have to go. The Revanites haven't been able to touch you yet. Your record is still clean. But it won't stay that way if you're seen working with us. Lana, Jakaro, D4, and I are all going off the grid. We need to stay hidden if we're going to continue our investigation. No contact, period.
No contact at all, huh? Not even a little bit?
If we had more time. But we don't. There's something I need you to do for me. The Revanites will be watching you, so do what you do best. Travel the galaxy, achieve impossible things, and make it hard for them to keep up. The busier you keep the Revanites, the easier it'll be for the rest of us to slip through the cracks and find their leader.
I haven't met anyone yet who could keep up with me. But I'll do my best to make it sporting for them.
Very gracious of you. All right, I better get moving. The faster we start running, the easier this will all be. Good luck to you. We'll send word as soon as we have something. And then we'll see what this Revan guy is really made of. Hey there.
Theron, Lana, you're the ones behind all of this?
Guilty as charged. Sorry if we put you out, but we had to be cautious.
The Revanites have gone to increasingly severe lengths to hunt us down since we destroyed their operations on Rakata Prime.
We had to get you here to help us without leaving a trail. Sorry we couldn't be more direct.
After all of this time, I was starting to think you didn't care.
Is that a fact? What are you thinking now?
Shall we focus, please?
We need to go after the pirates that run things on Rishi, the Nova Blades. They butcher entire starship crews and enslave anyone on Rishi who stands up to them. And now we've learned that they're working with the Revanites.
The Nova Blades are being sent to attack trade lanes in very specific areas. They've gradually remapped quite a bit of stellar traffic. It's all very strange.
Revanites teaming up with pirates isn't any weirder than our little group. A smuggler, a spy, and a Sith Lord. Sounds like the setup for a good joke, actually.
Circumstance alone brought us together. The Revanites chose their allies very specifically. We must learn why.
We need to shake the Nova Blades down, find out what they know. Their computers could tell us everything, but a direct attack on the Blades base now might make the Revanites suspicious. We need to hide our real motives.
So that's why you told everyone I'm a pirate. When I attack them, it'll look like a fight between gangs instead of a targeted move.
Exactly. Now, before we send you for the main event, we should hit a few other Nova Blade holdings to solidify the cover story.
The Blades have a supply cache hidden nearby. Once the Red Holes have destroyed it, word should spread quickly. We have some mutual friends who are excited to help with the task. They'll meet you in the field to settle the details.
Jakaro and C2D4?
The very same.
While you're hitting the supply cache, we'll keep spreading the word about your grudge and see if we can find any other targets. Sound good?
Just be sure you don't make things too colorful. People think I'm bad enough as it is.
I think going after the Nova Blade should increase your popularity quite a bit.
Good luck. Welcome back. You've achieved more in your short time here than we ever thought possible. You should be proud.
I'm usually pretty modest, but just this once, I'll admit it. I am the most amazing person alive.
I also said we should stop for decorations on the way. Now the party's terrible, and it's our fault as much as theirs.
Hey, slicing the Nova Blade files is slow going, but I've already found more references to this torch person that Margok and Revan were talking about. She definitely heads up a group of Mandalorians based here on Rishi. They were allied with the Revanites, but then broke ties. And not on good terms. If we can find Torch and get her talking, she might give us some good intel. Maybe even help us take the Revanites on.
I've fought my share of Mandalorians. It would be nice to have some on our side for a change.
Agreed. It looks like Torch and her crew control their own island not far from here. Think you could head over and see what she has to say?
Well, since you asked so nicely.
Stay safe out there, all right?
Conspiracy is finally exposed. We've been hiding our actions from our allies for so long, it's a relief to have everything in the open.
So we can talk about how you threw me to the wolves now?
I made a calculated strategic decision, and it worked, as we can all see now.
And if you had talked to me about it, I would have volunteered, but you didn't even give me a choice.
We couldn't risk the Revanites knowing that your capture was a ploy. You had to be in the dark for the plan to work.
Theron had a right to know the danger he was going into, Lana. You should never have hidden the truth from him, or the rest of us.
The ends have clearly justified the means. Personal feelings are irrelevant next to that. I think it's time we moved on. Yavin is a long way from here.
Agreed. Let's get moving.
It's been too long since we really talked, Theron. Can you stay for a while?
Of course.
Have a safe trip to Yavin.
Guess you'll think twice next time a spy asks you out for a quick chat. Wouldn't want to go through all this again.
Are you kidding? This is the most fun I've had in a long time.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but good company helps. I may have mentioned this before, but I've never been much of a team player. Things usually go better for me when I'm on my own. Relying on someone else has been interesting. Beginning to think I should have started a long time ago.
You relied on Lana, and look what that got you.
That's not a bad point, but I was really thinking about you more than her. Anyway, thanks. Working with you has made all this madness worthwhile.
The feeling is mutual.
Glad we're on the same page. Come on, let's go see what Yavin has in store for us. Well, quite a ride, huh? Revan's down, the conspiracy's over. I even got my job back. Wonders never cease.
The SIS is lucky to have you back.
Can I get that in writing? I wasn't surprised that you could hold your own with the underworld crowd, but all this spycraft, sabotage, tracking down targets, not exactly textbook smuggler stuff.
I don't know how else to explain it. I'm just really good at everything.
Matter of fact, before we get going, there's just one last thing I had in mind, if you think you can keep up.
Is that what you had in mind?
It's a start. Just like I thought. Good at everything. Come on, let's go see what's next for the best in the Republic. Hope you haven't had too much fun without me.
Thought I'd lost you. Nice to see I was wrong.
Yeah, circumstances aside.
Sir, I thought it would be wise to disclose my role in all this, so I did. I hope that's all right.
Sure, of course. Saves us the trouble of play-acting our way into an alliance in front of someone we can trust.
You look a little worse for wear, Theron.
Yeah, tell me about it. The way things are out there, I can't believe I even made it this far. As soon as I crash-landed, the Emperor's puppets started coming for my shuttle, just like that. Maybe figured on some easy kills inside. Did the only thing I could think of. Rigged the ship to overload, fry everything in and around it. Tried to shield myself, but still scrambled half my implants.
And that stopped the attack?
They went down, yeah. Some of them got back up, but they seemed out of it. Not possessed, dazed. Kovac has been amazing. I just wanted eyes and ears inside Sith intelligence, and he gets himself saddled up next to Lana. Lana Beniko, Minister of Sith Intelligence. Who'd have thought it, right? When I met her on Manon, she was in over her head. Seemed to be.
I know what you mean. She's not always what you'd call direct.
You don't have to tell me. My bruises still have bruises thanks to her little deception on Rishi. Still, who am I to talk? I should never have sent my team here. I made a bad situation worse, and now I've got a priority holocall. Great. That's it. Got it set for as big a non-lethal burst as we can manage. Should be enough to zap anyone in range into a nice long involuntary nap.
Should be.
Hard to come up with a one-size-fits-all solution. A lot of guesswork involved. Wish there was some way we could do a test run.
They've got to be closing in.
Then come on, we need to be shielded. Okay, we should wait until they're good and close.
I wasn't sure when I'd run into you again. Not the greatest circumstances. But still.
Maybe next time the lives of an entire world won't be in danger. But yeah, feelings mutual. Okay, here comes the Puppet Brigade. Fingers crossed. Understood. Thank you. Thank you.
What was that about?
Master Suro. She went catatonic for a while. Now she's responsive. Not in the greatest shape, but they say it's promising.
Some good news would be nice for a change.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Suresh finally saw reason before things got too bad. Got a bunch of our troops out of there. Still, we lost so many. Never mind the rest of Ziost. Anyway, it's all out of my hands now. Suppose I shouldn't even be here, technically. Suresh and Master Satil weren't all that excited to find out I had a team of Black Ops Jedi on call without their knowledge. I'm on administrative leave. Indefinitely.
Forget about the SIS. I could use someone like you at my side.
I'm sure. Growing up, I had an idea of who and what I would be. In a lot of ways, that didn't happen. But in the ways that matter, what I'm saying is I belong with the SIS. I'm not throwing in the towel.
Why don't we pay a visit to the station cantina? For old time's sake.
I'll have to take a rain check, but... might be persuaded another time. I should have reached out to you sooner. Whatever's next, whatever insanity comes our way, I won't make that mistake again. Take care of yourself.